Greetings, everybody. It's me, your friendly neighborhood Uncle Pete, and this is my series, Nails in a Coffin, where we learn that with great kills, there must also come great nails. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. If you're new here, you can read what Nails in a Coffin is all about in the section down below, because my videos really aren't film reviews, rather a breakdown of the kills in the movies on screen, and I evaluate how well that victim responded to their attack. So, for the last 7 weeks, I've been covering all of the Child's Play movies. I first covered this franchise 3 years ago when I, initially started my channel. And I wanted to cover this franchise again since I've grown a lot, making YouTube videos. I've added a lot of additions to Nails in a Coffin. So we're going to give it a second shot. And plus 3 years ago, I did not cover this movie because I never really liked it and I still don't like it. But I have to nail it. So today we are going to nail Child's Play 2019, the remake that, really wasn't that good. Before we get started, here's a look at all the average nails in a coffin for the Child's Play movies that I've covered. So you can see here, pretty even across the board with Child's Play 2, Seed of Chucky, and Bride and Cult of Chucky just coming in slightly lower. Curse of Chucky has the lowest, there's only one nail in the coffin, a lot of stupid decisions in that movie. And Child's Play 3 with the highest average, a very high 2.43 nails, but not a lot of stupid decisions made in that movie, and I definitely think that's going to stick around for a long time, having the highest average nails in a coffin for this franchise. So let's get this over with. I guess it's time to give Child's Play 2019 some nails in a coffin. We get our first kill only a few minutes into the movie. We're first introduced Chien, who works at the Caslin factory in Vietnam. He's building one of the Buddy dolls, and he's being abused by one of his supervisors, even being slapped across the face for daydreaming. In fact, he was just fired, but before he leaves, he removes the safety protocols on a doll that he was working on. Then we get a look outside as two people talk, and then we see Chan's body crash onto a car after he jumped off the building, unaliving himself. Unalivings are difficult to give a nail rating on my series. I tend not to rate them depending on the situation, which is what I'm going to do here. Nails in a Coffin is for when people make stupid decisions that kind of aided in their demise, and this just doesn't fit here. Obviously, Chen wasn't happy. He was being abused at work, and he was done with all of it. So, Chen is not going to get a nail rating. Jumping to the next kill in this movie, which happens just about 40 minutes in. Shane, Andy's mom's boyfriend, is a cheating a-hole who's actually married. So, after he gets home one night, he takes a ladder and starts to take down Christmas lights. It's the middle of the summer, you idiot. But while he's up on the ladder, Chucky moves it from under him, and Shane falls to the ground, breaking both of his legs. Shane is then lying on the ground screaming for help, but no one can hear him. He starts crawling to his cell phone, and he's in immense pain. Good for him. Chucky starts a gas-powered tiller, and it starts to move in Shane's direction. He's crawling away, and the tiller gets closer and closer. Then the Christmas lights are actually wrapped around him when he fell, and the tiller's chewing up the cord attached to Shane. He was able to turn himself around and stop the tiller with his arm, but then Chucky jumps on his chest holding a knife in his hand. Chucky brings the knife down, forcing Shane to remove his hand from the tiller to block the knife, but the tiller then glides into Shane's hand, slicing his face off. Chucky then finishes him off by stabbing him a bunch of times in the chest. So Shane is the first victim to get nailed, and I'm going to give him 1.5 nails in a coffin. This film takes place during the summer, so why the hell would Shane still have Christmas lights up for? He was also taking them out at night while they were still plugged in. After he fell on both of his legs, he couldn't get up. He did call for help, but stopped after a few seconds. He could have kept screaming for help. Maybe a neighbor would have heard him or something. Also, when the tiller was getting closer and closer, he could have crawled to the side instead of going straight. Done something. Yeah, it may have followed him, but he could have done something different. And I have to add the reason that Chucky killed him was because he was an abusive a-hole to Andy. So, lots of small, stupid mistakes in here. So, adding them all up, I'm only going to give this jerk 1.5 nails in the coffin. Another scumbag character dies next. Gabe, the maintenance worker at Andy's apartment building. He finds Chucky after Andy deactivated him and threw him down the trash chute. He takes the doll back to his shop and reactivates him. Gabe is the disgusting person having cameras set up throughout the apartment complex so he can peep on the tenants. Chucky doesn't like this, and he starts to mess with Gabe by using all the electronics in the shop. Chucky slashes at Gabe's leg and then stabs him in the gooch with the knife. He falls down, and Chucky starts to slash at his chest a few times. Terrified, Gabe pulls himself up using the table saw. As he's standing on it, Chucky removes the pin from the table leg, causing it to tip over. Gabe reaches up and grabs onto the pipes overhead as the saw blades turn on. Chucky then raises the temperature of the pipes to a ridiculous temperature, and Gabe is burning his hands. He can't hold on for long, and he falls into the saw blade, which tears him up, killing him. Gabe made a lot of mistakes here, and I'm only going to give him one nail in the coffin. First, if he wasn't such a scumbag, Chucky probably wouldn't have killed him. Plus, why did he climb on the table? Why not try and leave the room? I know Chucky, his doll is somewhat small, but how do you not see it coming for you? Use your eyes, look around. Even if you're stabbed in the legs and they still work, you can get the hell out of there. You can at least try something. If you were to stand up on a rickety table, you should have had enough strength to walk or run out of there. And jumping up to grab the pipes was also stupid as hell. Get down from the table away from the saw instead of hanging over it, where you would stand a much better chance otherwise. You know you're fat and out of shape, so how long did you think you could freaking hang on? Even if the pipes weren't hot, you weren't going to hang on for long. So lots of stupid here. Definitely one nail in the coffin. Chucky's next victim is Doreen Norris. She's taking an automated Caslin car to bingo. Very excited about it. Of course, Chucky does take remote control over the car since he thinks Doreen is a threat to his best friend Andy. When she arrives at their destination, the car's door lock and the car starts speeding backwards. It starts to speed and twist and turn all over the parking lot. Chucky turns the airbags off and disengages his seatbelt and then crashes the car. When Doreen is looking around trying to figure out what the hell is going on, Chucky pops out of nowhere and stabs her to death. Doreen earned herself a pass. She did nothing wrong here. All she did was take a car to bingo. She was excited to use an automated car, and she really didn't make any mistakes that I saw. When the doors were locked and the car started to speed backwards, she knew he was in danger, but there was nothing she could do. She was pretty much helpless. Then Chucky turned off the airbag and unlatched the seatbelt. She even tried to rebuckle it, which means she did have her survival instinct, and at least she tried something. There wasn't much she could do. Even if she did call the police, they never would have arrived in time to give her aid. And after the crash, Chucky snuck himself into the car, surprised out of nowhere, and stabbed her, giving her no chance to defend herself. So Doreen earned herself a solid pass for this narrating. Zedmart employee Wes is up next. He's at the release of the new Buddy merchandise wearing a Buddy mascot costume. Right as a bunch of morons are rushing the display of all the buddies, Wes gets stabbed in the neck by Chucky, who is hiding in the large head. He stumbles out from behind the curtain, falls to his knees, and takes the head off as he sprays blood everywhere right before he collapses. A few moments later, Chucky hacks everyone's phones and turns on a bunch of drones. The drones start surrounding the crowd. Then he sends the drones to attack everybody. One of them flies right into Wes's neck, killing him. Wes is awarded 1.5 nails in a coffin. I was going to give him a pass, but the more I thought about it, I decided to give him some nails. First off, how did he not notice the extra weight in the giant head? He must have worn it before. Also, as soon as he got stabbed, he waited a few moments to take the head off. I think the first thing you do is take the head off and put pressure on the wound, and I don't understand why he didn't stay laying on the ground putting pressure on his wound till help arrived. Getting up was one of the worst things he possibly could have done. It's just going to make your heart beat faster, going to make you bleed faster. So, to me, there was a bunch of errors that he did, and even though it was a surprise attack, he had no clue he was in danger. It's another one I'm going to have to go in the middle, and between stupid and no chance of survival, definitely a 1.5 nail in the coffin kill. There's a bunch of chaos in Zedmart right now with Chucky controlling everything electronic, attacking all the customers. There are so many quick cuts, I didn't see any clear-cut attacks on someone, where if they did die, I could even give them a nail rating. This is going to be a shorter video since those are all the human deaths in this crappy remake. Andy goes looking for his mom, and he has a final confrontation with Chucky with a very, very predictable ending. And yeah, this starry excuse for Chucky doesn't die since it's an AI, so he's not going to get a nail rating. Yet, I hate this movie, as you couldn't tell. I didn't even enjoy watching it again to cover this. Those are all my nails for Child's Play 2019. Here's a summary of all the nails I've awarded. And here's a look at the average nails in a coffin for all the Child's Play films. Not much of a change here. Child's Play 2019 coming right in the middle along with everybody else. A lot very close averages, with the two outliers being Curse of Chucky and Child's Play 3. I'll see you here next week when I do my Golden Nail Awards, where I'll give you a breakdown of the movie with the highest and the lowest average nails in the coffin, as well as rank these films. I'll give you the franchise average, see how that compares to when I covered it 3 years ago, as well as my Golden Nail Awards, which is going to be my favorite kill for each of the nail ratings. Hope you're doing, everybody. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Help me grow this channel. It really helped me out. Until then, take care, stay safe, be good to each other. I am your friendly neighborhood Uncle Pete. Remember, with great kills, there must also come great nails.